Whenever I'm preparing a message or a message series, there is usually information that I'm not able to communicate just because of time constraints or stories that I'd like to share. And since we have this YouTube channel, I'm going to use this time to do some supplemental teaching on the points and maybe to share some stories. And the story I want to share with you today came and wasn't able to be shared in a two-part series that I did called Hearing God's Voice. Hearing his voice in your noisy world. And if you want to hear the two-part message series, just click on the link in the information bar below. But in one of the points that we need to obey the promptings of the Lord, and this is vital. God's going to speak to us if he knows we're going to listen, and then if we're going to obey. But in this point, I had a story, a lady by the name of Donna, who is a prayer partner here at the church, a prayer team member, shared this story recently at a prayer meeting that we were at. Donna was out taking a walk here in our town of Columbus on a beautiful spring day, and as she was walking, she noticed a lady wave to her who was sitting on her porch. That's not uncommon here in a town like Columbus, a smaller town. People wave a lot, and we wave back. But after this lady waved, Donna was going to continue her walk, but she felt prompted by the Lord to walk up and talk to this lady. Now, that's a little bit out of her comfort zone as far as walking, but Donna has learned that when God prompts her to do something, she needs to obey. So Donna walked up to the porch, introduced herself to the lady. They made a comment or two about the weather, and the lady seemed a bit sad. And Donna asked about it, and the lady confided in Donna that her husband had passed away just a couple of weeks ago. To which Donna responded, well, I lost my husband in January, which would have been about 3 months before she had this encounter with the lady. And the lady seemed surprised. The lady then went on to say to Donna that, she was feeling some regrets because she hadn't been the nicest to her husband in their relationship, and now he is gone. He unexpectedly died, and she wasn't able to make amends. Donna went on and said, well, I wasn't as nice to my spouse as I would have liked either, and I've been dealing with regrets too. Both she and the lady were kind of surprised that they had this much in common. And then Donna went on to say, I'm a follower of Jesus. I'm a believer. And I have gone to the Lord in prayer about these regrets that I've had, and God has ministered to my heart. Donna and the lady continued a conversation for maybe 10 to 15 minutes, in which Donna was able to minister some comfort and some peace to this lady who was dealing with regrets and also dealing with some grief. Donna had already walked some of that road, and she was able now to minister to this lady. Now think about it. Isn't it just like our God that when there is someone who has a need, he's able to take and prompt one of his children to be at the right place at the right time, taking a walk, so that need could be addressed and ministered to. See, Donna is one who has learned to hear the voice of God, and Donna is one who has learned to obey the promptings of the Lord. And in this special encounter that maybe was only 15 minutes long, the love of God was communicated to a lady who was walking through a rough time and walking through some grief. Couldn't God use you in the same way? You're saying, oh, Pastor, I'm not sure that he could. Yes, if you learn to listen and you learn to obey. Donna also shared some other stories with me of times that she didn't obey the prompting of the Lord, times that she didn't follow through and speak to someone or share with someone. But there have been many times that she has, and on almost every occasion that she has followed these promptings of the Lord, she has watched God touch a life. That's what God wants us to do. Listen, if you want to listen to both parts of this message series, hearing God's voice in your noisy world, just click in the information bar. There's a couple of links there, and they'll take you to the full messages. I would encourage you to listen to part 1 and part 2. I share other stories and other illustrations of how God uses people to listen to his voice and touch other lives.